with the Refinery Image Company, where we help you discover and reveal the optimal version of you. Today I wanted to talk to you all about how to attract your husband or wife, how to find a soulmate. This is a very hot topic. Everyone wants to know the answer to this question. How do I find the one? I've been dating for years and I just keep dating weirdos. How do I find the one that is right for me? I'm going to give you guys some tips that help me along the way. By no means am I an expert or anything of that nature. I am very happily married, and I wanted to share with you guys just some of the principles that I put in place when I was dating and when I was waiting for God to bless me with the one. And so stay tuned, and I will share those tips with you. All right, so my first piece of advice for you guys is prayer. Now, whatever religion you are, whoever it is that you pray to, pray. And the reason why that is first and foremost is because if you're asking for a lifelong partner, it's almost out of your own power to make sure that everything aligns the way that it should. I mean, you can control your circumstances and things that you do, but in order to actually attract someone who's really good for you and to have discernment and wisdom and just to be able to tell when someone's playing games with you and someone's not being truthful, I do believe that you have to pray for that. You have to pray for wisdom, and that comes from a higher power. And so my first piece of advice is definitely to pray. Pray for discernment, like I said before. Pray to know which one's the right one, which one's not the right one, so that you don't have to waste a lot of time spending time with someone who's really not for you. And I believe in intuition. I believe that that is from God. And so I would definitely pray, for intuition, for discernment, and just for wisdom. So that's my first tip, prayer. My second tip, and this is also very, very, very important, and this is a step that a lot of people miss. And when I say a lot, I mean a lot, okay? And that tip is be the person you want to attract. Sounds very simple, right? So why isn't everyone doing it? That's the ultimate question. Be the person that you want to attract. I know from a female stance and female point of view, we tend to make a list of all the different characteristics that we want our spouse or future spouse to have, including money, education, a degree. We want him to be Christian. We want him to be in shape. We want him to be charismatic, outgoing, ambitious, world traveled, all of these things. However, what is it that you're bringing to the table? You can't ask for a 10 when you're really only bringing a 5. And that sounds kind of harsh, but in the reality of things, you have to improve yourself, love yourself, experience all that you can really, and learn from everything that you can, and bring your best to the table. Improve yourself from the inside out. Make sure that you're even ready to have a person that's going to be your lifelong partner in your life right now, because a lot of relationships are ruined because one or both of the people just didn't learn what they needed to learn before they entered into that relationship. A lot of people, when they get into relationships, they are dependent on the other person to make them whole and to make them happy, when in reality you should enter into a relationship already being fulfilled and whole and full of joy and secure with yourself and honest and have all these great traits that you can bring to the table as well. So if you're hoping and praying and wishing that a person would come to you with those type of traits, you should also have those type of traits as well. So tip number 2 is be the person that you wish to attract. Tip number 3 is have standards. Now that goes for the ladies and the men. Have standards, y'all. You definitely have to set your standards high when it comes to the person that you want to spend the rest of your life with. And that kind of goes along with the first tip. You have this list of people, of standards and of characteristics that you want this person to have. Bring that to the table, but have that list also. Don't just settle for a person just because they're showing you attention or just because you're lonely. If a person is treating you like crap, then personally, I'd rather be alone than to be unhappy and to be stuck in a situation that I don't need to be in, basically, and that's not healthy for me. So have standards, have realistic standards, because movies and cartoons, they kind of, fantasize about what it is to be married, what it is to find the one and the soulmate, and it's all beautiful and all shiny. But in reality, you're two imperfect beings coming together as one and doing your best. So have realistic standards. Some things are important, some things are not important. And it's up to you to decide exactly what that is for you. So tip number 3 is have standards. Tip number 4 is be wise. Be wise and learn from your mistakes. I truly, truly, truly believe that everything happens for a reason. And let's say you've been in a relationship, you've been married, and things just didn't work out. And now you're no longer in that situation. Even if it wasn't your fault, I still believe that there's something to be learned from every heartache, every hardship, every struggle. There is definitely something to be learned out of that, whether it made you stronger, wiser, more aware of what's going on. There's a lesson to be learned. And so it's important that you grasp that lesson and you truly, truly, truly take a moment by yourself, because you don't always have to be with someone. Okay? Finding a soulmate is amazing and awesome and it's wonderful. But if it isn't your time, take that time to be alone, reflect on the things that you've been through, reflect on the experiences that you've had, and really, 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 like, in your heart and soul, in your mind, grasp the concepts and the lessons that you were meant to learn out of those situations. Very, very, very important. A lot of people go through their dating lives making the same mistakes over and over and over and over again, to a point where they are just worn out and they think it's the norm. They think that drama and nonsense and lying and cheating is normal. And you may not be at that point yet. So let's make sure that you don't ever get to that point. Definitely learn from your mistakes. It only took me one serious heartbreak to learn my lesson. And it's different for everyone. Some people, it takes a while longer to discover what it is that you really want in a mate, and to be the person, to bring that to the partnership that is marriage. And so learn your lessons, really, really, really put the things that you learn into play when you continue to date, and try not to make the same mistakes over and over. Now, I'm not saying operate in fear, because that's definitely not beneficial, but just be aware, be awake, and be alert, and really bring your best foot forward, and bring all that you've learned from your past experiences to the table, and just try, to limit the amount of mistakes, because it is possible. Alrighty. And tip number 5, which is our final tip for today, is be patient. Now, that is something that most people struggle with in general, whether it is in relations to their dating life, just, pursuing a goal, pursuing anything in life. Sometimes it does take patience, because in that patience and in that waiting, there are lessons for you to learn, which goes back to my last tip. Learn the lessons. There are lessons to be learned in the waiting period, okay? So never think that the waiting and the time that it's taking for you to reach a certain goal, or for your soulmate to come along, never think that that's in vain, because that is purposeful. I believe that it's purposeful. Whether it's for you to get yourself together, whether it's for you to really understand why your past relationships didn't work, and to fix whatever the part of it that you can fix. There's something to be learned in the waiting period. So while you're waiting on the spouse and the perfect soulmate to come along, perfect for you, just be patient. Be patient. Enjoy life. Enjoy being single. Enjoy being by yourself. Because once you are married, you're no longer by yourself. You can take time to be alone, but at the end of the day, that's a partnership, and it's a lifelong partnership. So take that time when you're single and you're dating to kind of narrow down kind of what it is that you believe that God wants for you to have, and just learn all that you can in that time, and experience all that you can in that time. Because once you are married, a lot of things change. And you always want to make sure that you never look back and say, I wish I would have spent more time alone, or anything like that. So take that time to really just enjoy yourself, learn yourself, become who it is that God wants to create you into. And when it's time, and when the time is right, you will attract the one. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video today. Be sure to check out the website, which is now live. It's www.therefineryimageco.com. If you like this video, if you like videos like this, please thumbs up and subscribe, and I will keep these kind of videos coming because I definitely want to help you guys more than just in your professional life, in your personal life as well. So, till next time, peace.